Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to In the Moment with Janet B., where we have great conversations about today's very important topics with special guests. Once again, I have an important and special guest with me. I've known Libby for, we were just talking about it a short while ago, and we know that we've known each other for at least 10 years. So I know that this is going to be a very dynamic and important conversation today that we're here to share with you. Libby and I are going to be talking about women in the workplace. Women in the workplace today. And we're very excited about that. We're very excited about having this conversation. I have some awesome questions for Libby. Libby has some incredible notes for you guys. And before all is said and done, you'll know how to get in touch with Libby. And most importantly, you'll know what Libby is all about as it relates to women and women in the workplace. So without further ado, let's get this conversation started. Please help me in welcoming my very special guest today, Mrs. Libby Conder. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you today, Libby?
Wonderful.
Good, good. First, why don't you tell the audience just a little teeny tiny snippet about yourself and who you are and what you've been doing with yourself for a little while now.
Well, I am the owner and chief coach at Conder Coaching. I am a full-service career coaching company.
That's right.
And what I do is help people, women and men, find jobs, transition to new careers, get back in the workforce. And I love helping people who are motivated to make change.
That's right. She really is. And I know that for a fact because when I first met Libby, that's exactly what she was doing. She was actually helping individuals transition from public assistance to gainful employment. And then Libby and I just struck up a conversation because some of the women that she was working with actually became members that assisted me with my then nonprofit. And so this is really, really critical. And the conversation that we're having today is really an extension of that, so I'm excited. With that being said, let's jump right in. Libby, tell the audience, if you will, in your opinion, what are some of the similarities as it relates to women in the workplace compared to 10 years ago? So like, in other words, now when we're talking about women in the workplace, most especially because of this whole new Me Too movement thing, tell the audience, in your opinion, what are some of the similarities as it relates to women in the workplace today from 10 years ago?
Well, I'll start with the differences because 10 years ago, 2008, in that 7 to 9 range, we had 10% unemployment across the board,
wow.
Male and female.
Okay.
Banks were closing. There was rifts or reduction in force across the country, not only in businesses, but in county government. People were losing their jobs. People were afraid to borrow money because they didn't know if they'd have a job when they come in next week. And it was just a tough time for everybody, men and women alike.
Okay.
Today, we have one of the lowest unemployment rates we've had in my lifetime.
Wow.
Less than 4% right now.
Yeah, that's right. I actually heard that the other day.
Yeah,
that
less
it
than
is.
4%,
Okay,
which
that's
is
good.
Incredible.
Okay.
Opportunities are available to women in all kinds of fields, whether that is traditional jobs of women or non-traditional, truck drivers and welders and
wow.
construction, and there's really good money in those areas.
Wow.
We as women have the opportunity to do anything we want.
Right.
Career-wise.
Now, that's really important, and I don't want to interrupt you because you're on a great train, but you said something that's really key. Most oftentimes when we think about women in the workplace, we think about these really glamorous jobs, but there's opportunities for women to make great money even in non-traditional employment. Is that what you're telling us?
In non-traditional employment, there are, I believe, in the future there'll be better money in the hands-on careers
wow.
than there will be in the computer-based careers.
Wow.
Fewer people know how to change the electrical wiring or how to weld or how to do plumbing. Now, these are not traditional jobs women's had before.
Right.
But there have been some. Truck drivers. These are jobs that we as women, who are usually more detail-oriented than men, that's very important. You want somebody who's wiring a ceiling fan for you or remodeling your house. You want their wiring to be specifically done.
Yes.
So that there'll be no glitches.
Amen. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And
you know, it's very interesting that you brought that up. Morris Jenkins has a commercial out now where they're talking about the unmanned. Let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. So like even like when you're discussing about women and the non-traditional jobs, we've got women even now doing things like that, like air conditioning.
And women have been doing it for years, but we've always done it in the back room.
Wow.
Maybe we've assisted the husband or gone out on a couple jobs. I grew up I'm the youngest of four, and I had two older brothers. So
yeah.
I always got stuck helping my dad when they were out, working on the car.
Okay.
And we don't work on our cars anymore. We take it to somebody else.
Wow.
But those are areas that women are excelling at, and the money is really good because the fewer people doing a career, the higher it's paid.
That's right.
Now, that does not take away anything from traditional jobs for women, administrative jobs.
Yeah, that's right.
Bank presidents.
That's right.
Owning your own business.
We still want to do that.
All those are available, but if you have a desire to do something non-traditional, wonderful time right now to do that.
That sounds absolutely fantastic, and you've already discussed some of the differences, which is kind of really interesting in the direction that we're going in now, even as a nation and as a country. Some of the differences from 10 years ago is that now there is more availability for jobs that women can do, or even to advance their education so that they can get some of these higher paying jobs in the industry. Go ahead.
And with that, Janet, right in 2007, there were almost 12 million women-owned businesses in this country. 12 million
with an M.
Women on with a William owned business, making 10 trillion with a T income coming in and putting that back into the economy.
That's incredible.
With about 9 million employees.
That's absolutely incredible.
Across the country. Women, we are definitely making an impact on our country at this time in our lives.
That's right. So that's why it's so important for us to be having this conversation, because the truth of the matter is that nowadays we're actually encouraging people to go out there, and something that you are particularly passionate about, if you have a passion or if you have something that you're excited about, let me say, you can actually turn that into an industry job for yourself as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I think that is very important, and we have to make sure that we continue to keep that conversation going. Libby, tell the audience a little bit about Conder Coaching. I really can't wait for you to talk a little bit about Conder Coaching.
I am not a cookie cutter company. I work with one-on-one clients to establish what their goals are and help them meet them.
Okay.
So if you are a woman who has been out of the workforce for a period of time for whatever reason, your needs are different than somebody who's looking to climb the corporate ladder from where they're at. Versus someone who is ready to jump into a new career altogether.
Okay.
So we can do that. I can help you design a program and get you to the place you want to be.
Okay.
I can design it, I can show you how, but you got to do the work.
That's right. And this is what a lot of people don't get anymore. I was recently I had a conversation with somebody about the word empowerment, and I'm so over the word empowerment, because a lot of times whenever we go to a seminar or a webinar or a conference or whatever, we talk about empowering those people in the audience. But the thing is that once you leave, then who empowers you after that? So you're empowered while you're in the platform or in the arena or the forum of the occasion, but then once you get away from it, you're not, unless you're empowering yourself, you're not doing it anymore. So I think what Libby just said is really critical. Her job is to inspire you and to get you going in the right direction, but only you can mobilize you. So remember that whenever you get in contact with her, Libby's not going to do the work for you, but she'll tell you how to get the job done. Okay? Awesome. So tell me then, what led you to launch Conder Coaching?
Well, as you alluded to, a number of years ago, I was working with contracting with a company that provided assistance to people 10 years ago when the economy was so bad.
Yes.
People who were considered at risk. These are people who were public assistants, people who had hard times maintaining jobs. I went in and I helped them, not train them how to be an accountant or a CNA, but took the skills they had, just like I do with people today.
That's right.
Took the skills that they had and showed them how they could get that skills, get a job, maintain a job. We started out with problem solving.
Yes.
What were your issues? Why couldn't you maintain a job? I do that same thing with people today.
I love
What's holding you back?
I love it.
From reaching your goals? We work through that. I help them. Sometimes they need additional training in interview skills. If you haven't interviewed in less than 2 years, your interview skills are sorely lacking. Sorely lacking.
That's right.
And that's hard to believe, but it's true.
And
if
a
you've
lot
been
of us don't know that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And if you've been at a company for 5 years or more, you need to get your resume out, even if you don't want to change companies.
Wow.
It's just to keep your name fresh and get out there. So what happened was, I was working with so many people in my office setting that friends, when I'd go out to dinner, would say, hey, what's going on with your work? And I would tell them, and they go, oh, I heard about this job. What should I do?
Oh, wow.
And the real kicker for me was, I have a dear friend who, at the time, was vice president of one of the national banks that's located here in town.
Uh-oh.
She was a vice president.
Okay.
And she asked me to review her resume. I was horrified.
Wow.
Resume writing is not my first love, but her resume was so, and she'd been with the company 10 years. And in that 20 years. And in that 20 years, she had progressively climbed the ladder. And now she was a vice president. The resume was so messed up. I thought, you cannot send this to anyone else that you know.
Wow.
So I helped her rewrite a resume. And I thought, yeah, with her encouragement and a few other friends and the support of my husband, I started part-time Conder coaching. Helping people just get the things together. Now, that was before we had all the computers that, when you submit a resume online, you don't even get to an HR person.
Wow.
Unless you have the keywords that they're looking for in the resume.
Goodness.
Computers scan you out. So I can help you and show you how to learn those little tricks to get around it.
I love it. Libby, you just said something, and we were just having this conversation. I had questions that I was going to ask you, and questions that we were prepared for to have this conversation today, but you just said something, and I'm going to go back to a lot of the stuff that you say. Libby, how important is it to have the support of your family and your friends whenever you go out into something like starting a new business, or even preparing for a new career, or preparing for a new career path, or a new job, or something to that effect? Because you happen to mention your husband and how he supported you in getting Conder coaching started. Tell the audience how important that is and why it's important.
It's important to have people rally for you. Now, unfortunately, sometimes you don't have that. I've seen this repeatedly in lives of my friends. I have a friend who, single, was looking to change jobs. She had a very good, stable state job.
Okay.
Stable,
right,
state job. Right. And her family, she was not married at the time. Her family was like, oh, don't leave the state. It's a great job.
Gotcha.
You're going to work in the private sector. Great retirement with the state. She went against the wishes of her parents, because she's her own woman, took this job. Within 2 years of leaving, the state agency that she worked for had a major reduction in force.
Uh-oh.
She tripled her income.
Come on.
Tripled her income
overnight. Did you hear that? Triple with a T.
And here's the difference. With the state, a lot of times people think with certain jobs that you're secure.
Yeah.
You are a business of one. The only person that can secure your future is you.
Amen.
Companies come and go.
Oh my goodness.
Even state organizations.
Libby, can you say that again? That was pretty deep. Did you guys hear that? Say it again.
Companies come and go. Even state and federal agencies come and go.
Yeah.
You are a business of one, and you have to take care of your own career.
Oh my gosh.
It's wonderful if you have the support of individuals like family members, close friends, but sometimes there's a story of a crab pot.
Yeah, come on.
You put crabs in the bottom of a pot, and one's going to crawl up. But guess what? The other crabs will grab a hold of that crab and, not meaning to necessarily, but pull it back in the pot.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to put a lid on a crab pot. They keep themselves in.
Oh my gosh.
Because they keep pulling each other down.
That's right.
Sometimes you need to break away. And if you're looking at a career change, a career coach, a mentor, or somebody can help to give you that support and give you that little momentum to make it over that hill.
Absolutely. And folks, I can't emphasize this enough. She's been doing it for a long time, and I've seen it with my own two eyes. Libby has got it lock, stock, and barrel, what it takes to get you in that right place to get to that next level in your career choices or your career path or even the next job. I know that she does what she does well because she does it passionately. And so for that reason, I say, if you, and she's going to give you her contact information later on, but if you are in that place that we're talking about right now, where you're you're just not feeling this anymore. You just don't feel like you're in the right place anymore. You're not passionate about it anymore. You don't, quote, get it anymore. You need to contact Libby so that you know when she's going to be doing her webinars and when she's going to be doing, or even just to have a one-on-one conversation with her, which honestly I would rather see much more happen, because intimate conversations with somebody of this level of knowledge of what she does, I'm telling you, you're definitely going to get your money's worth out of it. So
you're so sweet. Thank you.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, so Libby, tell me, how is Conder coaching tailored to meet the needs of today's working woman?
Well, I start out with each individual person. What do you need? Because you may not need a career advancement if you're looking to get into a job. So I tailor something for the individual, and I work one-on-one.
Wow.
I do, if you're looking for just a one session to maybe beef up your resume skills.
Wow.
I'll help you with that. Today, they're interviewing by phone, in person, on camera.
Wow.
So you need to know what you're facing.
I noticed that. Yeah, they're actually doing video interviews now.
Video interviews.
Yeah.
So there are things you can do in a video interview that you should not do in person, and there's things you should not do in person that you can do on a video.
All right.
So with a video, just a note, you can have your notes there, but please wear pants. I've seen too many times people have interviews and they look really neat from here up, but they stand
I love
up.
it.
And they've got something, sweatpants or something on. It just kind of ruins it. And make sure the background, Janet's living room is gorgeous, but just make sure your background doesn't have an unmade bed.
That was sweet.
Things like that. It's just common sense stuff. But there are offer ways to interview. I can help you set that up, and I can do that in 1 or 2 sessions. When I work with somebody, I do usually 2 to 3 months with them.
Awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
But one of the things that I'm doing right now is come January, I'm doing a group coaching. Is it okay to mention this?
Absolutely. This is your time.
I'm doing a group coaching on goal setting. So whether or not you're looking to change goals today or you're planning it out in 6 months, I can help you set up your goals, not only for your career goals, but for your financial goals, your relationship goals, your whole life, and how that can affect you. I read a quote this week that said, if you didn't set goals, that you're not going to make them.
Wow.
And there was a study done by Harvard 30, 40 years ago where they took half a class, and half the class set goals and wrote them down, and the other class just kind of thought about them.
Wow.
And they came back 30 years later, and the people who had written their goals were much more successful. They may not have reached all of them, but they got closer than the people who just thought about them.
Wow.
So goal setting is a real thing, and it's very important to all of us have that.
Libby, what you're saying is so important, because even with, it's so funny because even just before we started taping today, Libby asked me about the frequency with which we're going to put out our podcast today. And listen, I got this for free. She gave me some incredible information and some incredible tools that I can use as far as these podcasts are concerned that were on the money, spot on. And listen, you're getting a pot of gold even right now as we're just sitting here having this conversation. So if Libby is willing to give you this for free today, can you just imagine what she can give you on a one-on-one training basis? I'm telling you, there's absolutely no way you should not give yourself this opportunity to meet Libby one-on-one and to get to know where you are and how you're going to get to the next place and where you're going. I remember one of the things that we were talking about also before we started taping today was those old wives' tales that we grew up with.
Yes.
And one of the things that we talked about was about putting your pocketbook on the floor. That's a whole nother episode. We're not going to get into that now. But one of the things that I learned when I was very, very young was that you should never put your shoes faced in any room that you have them in. They should always be facing the door. That way you're giving yourself a path to going somewhere. I'm telling you, you should be facing your shoes right now toward Libby Conder if you want to go somewhere. I could talk about this lady all day. Listen, give us very quickly, Libby, what are 3 to 5 key elements for success women should consider in the workplace today?
I love this question. And I'm going to give you some. Okay, first thing, determine what your strengths are.
All right.
And use those strengths to the best of your ability in your career.
Wow.
I don't care if you're flipping burgers at McDonald's or if you're the CEO of a Fortune 5,000 company.
Wow.
500,000 company.
Yeah.
You have skills that are specially designed for that.
Wow.
Use those and focus those skills to make it the best you have. If you need help finding those skills, find someone, a neighbor, a coach, to help you determine what those skills are. Second of all, don't forget your network. Janet and I have been friends for 10 plus years.
Yes, we have.
We don't see each other every day, every week, but we stay in touch via email. We're connected on LinkedIn.
Yes,
we
are.
talk from time to time.
Yes.
Your old connections are just as important as your new connections, because you never know who can make that next job reality, give you that next lead for whatever you're looking for.
Wow.
Another one, number 3. Keep a career portfolio.
Okay.
Now, this sounds like an artist thing. No, keep a career portfolio. 2 things it'll do for you. If you want to maintain your current career,
yes,
we all have those dreaded annual reviews.
Yeah.
Well, if your boss has 20 employees, they may have forgotten that last January you had a big project that you were successful in, and you got the numbers to prove it. Put that in your portfolio.
Wow.
Maybe they forget that all those things that you did because there are other people that the current project's what's on their mind, not what's past.
Right.
Also, that's one thing. The other thing it does is when you get ready to apply for a job for another company, they're going to ask you, tell me a time when. You can go back to answer that question.
Awesome.
You can show them what you've done. Do not give out company secrets. But make sure that you can have documentation to relate to things you've done. It's a great way to set yourself up for success, and it always makes you look good to go back through. Makes you feel good to go back through them.
Really does. It really does.
One other thing.
Yeah.
We live and work in such a casual environment these days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you at least one day a week, regardless how casual your environment is, your work environment, dress up.
Libby, say that again.
At least one day a week, dress up.
What?
Dress up one day a week. And
why is that important? Go ahead.
Here's why. Number 1, it is a proven psychological, mental condition that when we dress up, we feel better, we look better.
It's a phenomenon.
We perform better.
Yes.
We always perform better.
Yes, I agree.
So, number 1, do it for yourself. Number 2, if you're looking for a job and you have an interview and you're getting off work at 2 o'clock to go to your interview and you're all dressed up, people are going to go, oh, she got an interview today.
That's right.
You don't necessarily want your coworkers and your employer to know that you're interviewing. If you casually wear a new outfit or a dressier outfit one day a week, they get used to it.
That's right.
So they're not concerned when you show up and have to leave early.
Awesome.
And that way, there's no concerns that you may lose your job before you get another job.
That's right. That's right. Gold. 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 Do you see why? Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, that was amazing in and of itself. But let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and encapsulate our conversation today, Libby. So, speaking in the moment, since that's what the show is all about. What do you want our audience to know about being a woman in today's workplace? And what are some of the takeaways that you want our audience to know? Mm-hmm. 1, I want you to share, and listen, this is really important. Libby is going to share with you how you can get in touch with her if you have any additional questions or if you want to set up an appointment with her. Now, these podcasts go out to Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, New Jersey, and Florida. There's absolutely no reason why you should not get in touch with Libby. Nowadays, with today's technology, you can reach her with any form of new day technology. Why am I saying that? Because Libby is going to share information on how you can get in touch with her. If you have any questions after the podcast and you know that Libby is somebody that has already proven herself able to share this information with you. After she gives you our in-the-moment takeaways, she's going to give you information on how to get in touch with her. Maximize your opportunity to do just that. So, without further ado, Libby, the floor is yours.
The way to maximize your career is find something you want to do. There's an old adage that says, once you find something you love, you never work a day again. There is some truth in that. Regardless what you do, you have to give it your all. You set your goals. Do you want to work to provide just food on the table, or do you want to build a community and build income that you can leave to your children.
Wow.
That is up to you. You can do it, regardless of your skill set, regardless of where your background is, where you come from. You can do it.
Wow.
I can help if you're interested in doing the hard work. There is no easy road to success. It is hard work.
All right.
And with that, I want to tell you about my group I'm doing in January. I alluded to it earlier. January, I'm doing a goal-setting group. I would love to have people in it. It's a good way to taste what kind of work I do. And if you'd like to be in it, it's a group setting. I'm doing it totally online. All you need is a computer or a cell phone.
All right.
It's going to be online. If you can't make the classes, there will be recordings and you can get access to it. I haven't even put this out to my people yet. It's coming out in early December. Exclusive. The cost of this program is going to be $97. And I haven't even told Janet yet. But if you put, I'm going to do a special code for Janet listeners and viewers. If you put Janet B in the code when you check out, if you decide to buy this group, it'll be $20 off.
What?
So for $77, you can get the same group as the people that are paying $97.
I love it.
It is exclusive for Janet B members.
I love it. Yay.
So, how to reach me. You can reach me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group that I've just started called Conder Coaching.
Spell that out.
Conder Coaching. COACHING. Conder.
All right.
You can reach me at Libby@condercoaching.com. I answer all my emails.
Yeah, she does. She really does.
I really do. And I will respond back to you. Just put Janet B or saw the podcast in the reference line, and I'll be back in touch with you in 24 hours. And if you call me, my information's on the website.
Hey, that is amazing. Libby, I want to thank you so much for being with me today and for sharing this very important information on being a woman in the workplace today. I'm so grateful for the information that you gave out, and I'm so grateful that you took this time to be with me today. Folks, there you have it. I'm telling you, this is the real deal McNeil right here. If you are in any one of these scenarios or situations that we talked about today, or even if you're just thinking about making some changes, get in touch with Libby. I'm also going to make sure that we have her link or link to her. One thing Libby didn't talk about, and I want to make sure that I throw this in, she has a blog, folks, a blog. So I'll make sure that you have a way of the link where you can connect with her on the blog as well. Thank you so much once again for being with us today. Once again, this is In the Moment with Janet B. So glad you were with me today. I'll see you next time.